How do beginners get into meditation? You know that it's good for you. There's so many benefits. There's loads of science-backed data that prove that meditation is good for us and can bring a lot of positive benefits to what I call a chronically stressed lifestyle, which most of us lead. Where does somebody start? I would start at, this is a new habit that you're wanting to bring into your life. And so we'll go into how to integrate a habit a little bit later. As far as the actual beginner mechanics of actually getting into meditation, number one, plan out the spot where you're going to meditate. So I use this room. This room is a multi-purpose room. It's my office, it's my yoga room, and it's my meditation room. I have a little meditation altar right in front of my window. I've got my PEMF mat that I lay on in the mornings. I've got my yoga mat in here. I've got a really nice Persian rug that my mom gifted to me. Love it. And then I've got my meditation cushions and some blankets in the corner. So I pull those out in the morning and I meditate on the floor. So finding the spot, scope out your spot. It could be in your bedroom. You could live in a really small 500 square foot, one bedroom apartment. That's where I got started meditating. And I used my living room. And I just meditated right out in front of the front couch, right kind of in between the couch and the coffee table. I just pushed the coffee table out a little bit. And that's where I started. And I did not have any fancy meditation cushions at the time. I guess I'd have to argue that I still don't have fancy meditation cushions. You don't need that. They're definitely available to you if that's the direction you want to go. But do you need to invest $1 into getting started meditating? Hell no. You don't need to invest a single cent to get started in meditation. So if you have a bad back, an option is meditate on your couch. Meditate in a comfortable chair. It could be a dining room chair, and maybe you pad that with a throw cushion from the couch or, whatever pillow that might be supportive. You want to be upright. Having your feet on the ground is definitely helpful. I wouldn't recommend starting meditation in a lying down position, although it is possible. I gravitated towards the crisscross applesauce style, just the crossed legs position. There's also Burmese position where you can have your one leg in front of the other instead of crossed. There are other positions, but those two are the most popular, probably the most comfortable, the most accessible if you're just getting started. So this is a new habit. New habits are hard. So let's make this as easy on yourself as possible. Please. We need more ease, more simplicity in our lives. So this is new. So yeah, don't need to spend any money. I started out just sitting crisscross on the carpeted floor. And sometimes if my back wasn't feeling it, I've had a chronically painful low back. I've had some injuries over the years. So I could just lean back on my couch if I needed, but you could sit upright in a comfortable chair on a couch. Sometimes if I'm in a hotel room, obviously I don't bring my meditation cushions on the plane. So I'll just sit on a pillow or a couple of pillows on the floor, and that's how I'll meditate. Sometimes I need a little bit of support under my knees. I'll show you guys, but I have some extra meditation cushions that I throw underneath each knee so they're kind of propped up. So you just need to support your body for what your body needs. And you may not feel like you're super comfortable at first. So spend some time, instead of getting up tomorrow and just saying, I'm going to go meditate. Spend some time today or before you go to bed tonight. Scope out the spot. And then get in that spot and find the spot or the position that's most comfortable for you. I've given you some ideas. Now you need to find what works for you. Now you can go to Amazon or wherever and buy some meditation cushions. If you really think you're going to stick with this, you might want to do that and be a little more comfortable. I really love my cushions. My sister got me my very first meditation cushion set, and it is great. I love it. I still have it. I have a second one that I bought from my husband that he has not been using. So I kind of use a combination of either one of those. And then, like I said, I throw the extra pillows underneath my knees so that they have support, and that's how I feel most comfortable. Sometimes my feet or legs will fall asleep if I don't have that extra cushion underneath my knees. So, like I said, everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. So you have to do what feels right for you. You have to do what supports your body the best. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. So you've picked your spot. You found a position, whether it's on a couch, in a chair, on the floor, with cushions, with pillows, or without. You found a position that's comfortable, that you think that you could sit in anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. And why I say 2 to 5 minutes is I wouldn't really recommend anything more than that if you're just starting out. All right? So that's our window, 2 to 5 minutes. The reason why I say a minimum of 2 minutes is because you're just barely getting into the position. You're just barely feeling everything, right? So that's a minimum, 2 minutes. But for some people, that's enough. Maybe that's all you can do. And that's great, because there's still science, back data that shows us that even just a few minutes of meditation, just being with yourself in quiet, are hugely beneficial. So I also wanted to mention something else. As you're starting to sit in these positions, you may find that you are using muscles that you haven't used before. That's definitely what I noticed when I first got started. I remember, and again, I was doing this without any support, any cushions, just sitting cross-legged on a carpeted floor. And I noticed that I was using some muscles in my lats and my lower back that I had not been using before. So if you look at the history of yoga, the reason why they developed yoga was to help support the body sitting in meditation for longer periods of time. So do you want to add yoga to your routine? Maybe you already have it there. Just food for thought. So doing some stretching, whether it's yoga or yoga type stretching, or just whatever stretching feels good to you at that time, that may help support these new muscles that you're using. And you might want to do the stretching before and after you do the meditation. Those are just some of the things that I noticed when I was first getting into it. And I wasn't sore for that long, but I definitely noticed those muscles, and they got stronger pretty quickly, actually. So that's another benefit. You're going to strengthen your back, your core muscles, for sure. You'll notice it's more subtle soreness. And so that's why maybe you need to support your back a little bit differently after you've done your trial run the first couple of times. Just notice, what kind of support does your back need? What kind of support does your body need? Like I said, I prefer to stuff some pillows underneath my knees. That's just me. You're going to find that you need something different. So keep those things in mind. So once you find your place, you've done a trial run with positions, different props, you're going to want a timer, some sort of calming type timer, nothing that's jolting. But I like to use an app. It's a free app for my phone. I'll show it on the screen. It's got a nice singing bowl type timer, and it just times down for how long I'm going to be meditating. Right now, I'm meditating anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes in the morning. For you, just getting into this, you're going to want anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. So find a timer that's nice and relaxing. Set the timer for how long you plan to sit for the first time. And maybe that's all you do. Maybe you just sit. You don't have to close your eyes. Open eye meditation is a thing. I got into that after I started practicing for a while. I got into some open eye meditation. That can be nice for a change. It can be relaxing, changes things up. It's a little different. So if you are going to keep your eyes open, find something where you can have a soft gaze, maybe 4 to 6 feet away from your eyes, and just have a soft gaze. You're not super hyper focused on that object. You could bring something in, a little statue, a plant, a candle. When I'm doing an open eye meditation, I love having a candle because I can just kind of space out and have this real soft focus on that candle. So something maybe that's significant to you, that's calming, right? And if you are going to close your eyes, great. That's awesome too. And just try it. Set that timer for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and just see if you can kind of just get in. Maybe you need to stretch a little bit, move around, and just be there. Just be there with yourself. You're going to have thoughts, and thoughts are part of meditation. You can't stop yourself from thinking. So if you have this idea in your head that meditation includes 0 thoughts, that's just not practical. We all have thoughts. Buddhist monks have thoughts. So the practice is, if you have a thought, catch yourself, and you're like, oh, great, I'm thinking about whatever. And take that. I'm just gonna set it over here on this shelf, file it away. Maybe you put it in a little filing cabinet under the right header. You open a new tab, a new window in your brain space browser, and you put it there off to the side. All right, I'll get back to that thought. I can get back to that later. And you might want to go back to your visual, your candle, your statue, your object that you had in front of you. And if you're closing your eyes, having a breathing practice is a great way to start getting into meditation and getting into that deeper consciousness that we're all kind of desiring from meditation. So I'll have a mini series on some breathing exercises. But one thing that you could do that's very accessible to everybody, and I know you know how to breathe because you're watching this video right now. Again, it's free. You don't need to spend any money on it. Just take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And then when you blow out, do it through your pursed lips like you're blowing out a candle. All right? That adds resistance. So it forces you to slow that breath down. And the point is, we want to try and have a slower exhale than we do our inhales. We don't want either one of them to be fast or quick. And your first few might be quick. You might be kind of jarred up. Your nervous system might be up here. And that's why we're meditating, so we can bring that nervous system back down into a state of calm. We want to switch that fight or flight over to calm, rest. Rest and digest is what they call the opposite. So again, taking that first deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale through your pursed lips. Just like you're blowing out a candle. And just focus on that. Do that for 5 rounds total. And see if each inhale and exhale, can you get that slower? Can you be more intentional about it? And that's what you're focusing on. We don't need to overthink meditation. There's no magical thing. In meditation, we're actually inviting the calm that's already inside of us. So you're not doing anything. That's not what meditation is. You're not doing something. It's the opposite of do. You are already there. You just have to invite what's already there, which is the cool part. So you already have the answers. You're already doing it naturally. We just have all this static, this noise, screens and notifications and responsibilities, and we are just bombarded all day long. Meditation is the opposite of that. Meditation is we're getting down to our baseline. This is our baseline. This is who we are. We are in a state of calm. And that's how we reset our nervous systems. And that's the beauty of meditation. You're not doing anything that doesn't come natural to you. In meditation, you go back to your natural state. And the reason why that's so difficult is because we don't practice it. But I guarantee you, you start practicing it, and your subconscious, your inner core of who you are, your intuition, your nervous system, it's going to remember, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is my natural state, calm, right? That's why when we practice this, when we go out there and everything's fucking chaotic, we have that state of calm where we're practicing it. And the more that we have that in our lives, the better that equips us for dealing with the chaos and chronically stressed out lifestyles. And that may put a new perspective on what you're doing in your life. And do you want to be inviting all of that chaos into your life? You may like this calm state. You may think, yeah, this is where it's at. I want more of that. And when I was younger, everything was extremes, extreme highs and extreme lows. And I was working a lot, sleeping little, drinking a lot, partying a lot, mountain biking a lot. Yeah, I had a really chaotic, extreme lifestyle. And then when I found sobriety, my life coach got me into meditation. So sobriety and meditation, I kind of found around the same time. And I thought I sucked at meditation at first. In fact, I kind of pushed away the idea she was trying to get me to meditate. I kept putting it off. And after about the third time, she asked me if I had started it. I said, no, I'm just not good at it. And see, in my point of view at that time, if I wasn't good at something, I didn't do it. I had to be all out. I had to be 150% or I was 0%. There was no middle ground for me. And if I wasn't good at something, I wasn't going to have anything to do with it. So she said, well, would you be willing to see a meditation coach? I really think this is important for you, Anna. And she was right. And I was just resisting because it was something new. And our brains, they are programmed to push away from anything new. God forbid, right? Even if it's good for us. So I said, yeah, I'll go see a meditation coach. So I saw her and I got into the whole, well, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. I thought maybe if I could prove to her that I'm not good at this, I wouldn't have to do it. So she said, do you play golf? And I'm like, no, I don't play golf. I'm a mountain biker. I do all these extreme sports, running and mountain biking and lifting weights. She said, well, if you started playing golf and you never played it before, do you expect that you'd be good at it? I'm like, well, no. She's like, do you think you'd need to practice and probably see a coach? And I'm like, yeah, yes, I would. She's like, well, this is just like playing golf. This is a new skill and you're going to have to practice, and seeing a coach can help with that. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, point taken. Who are these people? So I saw her for a while and she really helped me. She also helped put a perspective on this. Like, she gave me permission to not have to be good at it. And I don't think I've ever had that. I don't think I've ever had that perspective in life. Like I said, I've always had to be all or nothing. And she was like one of the first people who like really got through to me and like gave me the permission to not be good at something, to suck at something, because, well, I've never done it before. So of course you're going to suck. So give yourself permission to not be good at this. But have that hope that this can make everything in your life better. Because I truly believe that for you. And I don't even know who the hell you are. But I know with all my heart that meditation can help make your life better. No matter who you are, what kind of shit you have going on, how busy your schedule is. I mean, I get it. We're all busy. We all have a lot going on. And that's why we need to do this. This is why meditation exists, is to help us with our daily lives, to help cope. Some of the benefits that I gained, I was able to sleep better. I could concentrate better. I didn't have this constant brain fog. Like, I could focus and concentrate way better. And when I first started, I felt like I had this 3-ring circus. That's how I described it, parading around in my head with all these crazy thoughts and ideas and worries and anxiety and depression and fears, chaos, whatever. And it was a very loud 3-ring circus. But once I started practicing, there was just something inside of me that just wanted me to keep doing this. It was a drive inside of me, like a little character sitting on my shoulder saying, this is good for you, Anna. You need to do this. And I'm glad that I stuck with it. I didn't want to, but I stuck with it. I listened to that voice. And sure enough, that 3-ring circus started to get quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter, like somebody was just taking the volume knob and just turning it down. It didn't happen overnight. You know, for some people, they have epiphanies the first or second time that they meditate, and that's awesome. Mine was a gradual, like, I started to see and feel all these benefits. I felt better. I could handle stress better. I was very stress adverse. Sometimes it would stress me out if strangers talked to me in public. I couldn't handle that. But still, all of these gifts, all of the benefits of what you hear people talking about in meditation, it's not woo-woo self-care. This shit is proven. It's backed by science. Check out the research. Check out the data. It's tangible. And the results are profound. But you just got to stick with it. So in the next video, I'll go over how you can integrate this new habit. What are some tricks on getting our brains to cooperate with us when we want to integrate a new habit? Because our brain, our primal brain, starts kicking and screaming and going, whoa, this is something new. What the? We're not doing anything new. Do you know how busy you are? Don't you have somewhere to be? We'll address that in the next video. But for now, I want you to know that you're not alone in thinking, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. I'm going to suck at this. And I'm going to procrastinate. And I know this is probably good for me, but only really spiritual people who live in Boulder, Colorado can do this. Yeah, all that's BS, and you know it. This is good for you. I know that in my heart of hearts, 100%, this will improve so many things in your life. It even goes down to the relationships you have at work, with your significant other, with your kids, with your family members, with your friends. It affects everything. It's far-reaching. Far-reaching. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. And I'll see you on the next one. This is going to be fun. I'm excited for you.